if I write my own songs. I don't understand. I've had an album out for almost a year and a half. I just had somebody write me tonight. It's like, do you write your own songs? So yes, there I do have an album out. It's called Volume 11. It's on every platform there is, except for maybe Pandora. Well, every it's not on any of the ones where you can download for free. No, it's not on those, but it's on Spotify, YouTube, uh, Amazon, iTunes. Anyway, tonight we're going to discuss a little bit of music history that happened this week. Every day I've taken a few minutes and looked up something that happened on each day, and that's what we'll discuss. We're listening to a band called Knavery out of Dayton, Ohio, by the way. I got to share a stage with them once. They were really good. So, Knavery, Knavery. They're a really great band. They needed a gig, and I helped them put them on the Waddy stage, which that particular day wasn't real great. So, but they said they were extremely happy. So, anyway, we'll get started. Music. We're gonna see if this topic has legs, and it might include it in the podcast to see what you all think. And it's a whole lot different talking to my friends and stuff than it is talking to people globally, which is the goal. But who knows if this thing might not take off. Still really excited, but I'm probably going to change the name. I'm probably not going to call it the podcast at the end of the universe. I like the idea of it, but it's just too long. I'm thinking if I typed it into a search engine, anything that says podcast in it would pop up. So I want to take podcast out of it. So I think I'm going to call it the Robcast. Yeah, Jay, I don't think I'm on Pandora. I might. I don't know. I haven't really checked. I know I'm on Amazon, iTunes, everything else. Anyway, we will get started, and we'll have a social if you got a beer. Drinking Newcastle tonight. I haven't drank Newcastle in several years, but I think oh gosh, I think it's probably been about 11 years since I had a Newcastle. But I always did like them, and I don't know why I don't drink them more often. Anyway, here's what we'll start with this. This week in music, music I like. I didn't look up anything like what Beethoven was doing this week or anything like that, but this week in 2006, Eminem divorced his high school sweetheart for the second time. He didn't learn the first time. He married her again, which is probably why his music's crap. I'm sorry if you like Eminem. I just don't like Eminem. I like a lot of rap, but I just don't like Eminem. In 2005, Sir Elton John marries his longtime partner, David Furnish, at a civil union in service in Windsor, England. Interesting. Let's see. In 2005, Vietnamese police dropped child rape charges against Gary Glitter after this disgraced glam rock star pays the families of his accusers $2,000. The police said they were unable to find enough evidence. Well, he's already been caught doing that shit. Alright. 1985 this week. Johnny Paycheck was arrested for shooting a man at the North High Lounge in Hillsboro, Ohio, after he fired a .22 pistol, the bullet grazing the man's head. Paycheck claimed the act was self-defense. After several years spent fighting a sentence, he began serving his sentence in 1989, spending 22 months in prison before being pardoned by the Ohio Governor Richard Celeste. Let's see. Here's a good one. In 1950, this week, Hank Williams recorded Cold Cold Heart. Hey, how great is that? It's funny. Jason Smith and I went to the Hard Rock Cafe last year. Or the Hard Rock Cafe. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame up in Cleveland last year. And Hank Williams, there's stuff about Hank Williams in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but Hank Williams can't get back into the Grand Ole Opry. But he can get to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Good enough for me. He needs to be in there. In 1986, George Strait released Oceanfront Property. which gave him his 10th #1 country hit. 2002, Joe Strummer died. Joe Strummer of The Clash. I don't have these in any. I need to put these in a timeline, but I didn't. I just jotted them down as I found things I found interesting. 1974, John Denver was at #1 on the U.S. Country Album charts with Back Home Again. It featured Annie's song, Back Home Again, Sweet Surrender, and of course, Thank God I'm a Country Boy. In 1978, The Who announced that the Faces' Kenny Jones will be drafted as a replacement for the late drummer Keith Moon. In 1981, I'm going to save that one for last, because that one's my favorite one I found. 1995, Dean Martin died. In 1981, the inmates of Norfolk Correctional Center outside of Boston are treated to a Christmas concert by the J. Giles Band, in which Peter Wolf tells the cons, "We want to be the first to buy you all a drink on the outside." And last but not least, in 1981, while Johnny Cash and his family were sitting down to enjoy their evening meal, 3 armed intruders broke into their Montego Bay home. Johnny and his family were all locked in a cellar, and over $35,000 worth of items were stolen during the robbery. All were unharmed. But that's probably my favorite one. Now, since you guys can't read directions, you want to submit a joke to me, please do it by email. So, I don't have a joke of the week just yet, but that will be a segment. What do y'all think about that as a segment for my podcast? I think, I mean, it was fun to do. It was fun to find research that, take a few minutes each day and research those facts and pull them up. I thought it was fun, but the thing is that can only last like a year, because then I'll be repeating stories. Like, oh yeah, so that segment can't last forever, but it could be something I could do sometimes, or it's down there. Tell me a joke, Moon. Moon's on Instagram. Anybody else want to submit a joke? Look up my email. There will be a submission page once I get the website up, and where you submit your jokes. And that way you don't have to full the email. You just go to the website itself. And once again, yes, I do have a fucking album out. It's like, how do people not know this? It's like, talked about it all the time. I play music out and about all the time. Well, I haven't been. Pretty much after the album got released, I couldn't tour. So, I don't know who's sending me a message. But anyway, tell me what y'all think. That will be my judge. Devil Be My Judge just sent me a song. I can't play it right this second. I'd have to download it, but I will play you guys on there sooner or later. I'll probably interview you. There'll be more guests, and I'm going to be hitting up the DIY touring community quite a bit once they get back to touring everything, because you just can't tour right now. And if you get caught doing so, you're probably going to be shunned. No joking. Damn it. Get that off there. In case anybody doesn't know, I kind of hate Messenger, but just cause that bubble that pops up. Anyway, I hope everybody has a great, enjoy your time off if you get time off. I was going to work, and then I said, fuck that. I worked through Thanksgiving. I said, I'm not going to work through this time. I probably should have. It's really good money when I do. But it's triple time. But I didn't. I decided I'm going to take time off. Enjoy your time off. enjoy what time you get to spend with people, if you can. If you get to spend any with you, I'm not really going to get my. I don't think my parents are doing anything. I know they didn't do anything for Thanksgiving, which is why I worked, and so I'm just kind of assuming we're not doing anything still because of this stupid ass pandemic. I mean, anyway, Christmas is stupid anyway. Stupid holiday. So, anyway, Merry Christmas. It's a stupid holiday. Thank you all for watching. And we'll close out with the rest. With a little bit of this Dairy song because it's really badass. Check out Neighbory from Dayton, Ohio. Let me know what you think of this idea. It's just, I don't know if it's a bad idea because nobody will interact, which nobody has, and I'm surprised. But that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm seeing if this is working or not. Night, everybody. See y'all next week sometime. I have another idea I'm going to try to run by you. Rock on.